I think we're live. It's always hard to tell. Yeah, we're live. Okay, sweet. All right. Well, welcome, viewers. Welcome everybody to a Halloween edition of Sunday Mass. As you can see, Dane is in full. I actually don't know what that costume is.
I am Alligator Loki from
Okay, that's
the
what I
Loki
thought.
show.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Loki show, but I know enough of the memes that I figured that was it. Pretty solid. I am Orange and Black Halloween Man, famous beloved character that you all know from childhood and into adulthood. Famous, we all love Orange and Black Halloween Man. So yeah, great costumes on both our parts here. Um, and yeah, we're here to get into some fantasy football lineup Q&As, injury updates. First and foremost, I think we should say that Calvin Ridley has been declared out
Yeah,
literally like less than 2 hours before kickoff. So, make the moves that you need to make there because, yeah, that's not a great situation.
yeah, that's just it's so disheartening for Calvin Ridley owners because you already missed one of these weeks, and then he had a bye week, and he played a game, didn't do a whole lot, and now he's gone again for no reason that we know of,
Yeah.
personal reasons. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, we can't speculate, and
of
I think
course,
not to say this is it, but I know that Lane Johnson missed for a few games due to personal reasons, and he was just struggling with depression and anxiety, and it's good to see the league becoming more accepting of those things. But it would be cool if it also showed up on the injury report.
yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, hopefully he's doing all right. We have no idea what's going on, but for your fantasy lineup, make sure to get him out of there, put somebody in place. But who would be like a last minute pivot if let's say you don't have anyone on the bench and you have to go scoop a waiver wire guy or somebody, you know, who's your pivot here, you think?
Okay, so let's see. Khalif Raymond is probably out there. I'm just looking in one league. Tim Patrick might be out there.
Yeah.
Good matchup against the Washington football team for the Broncos today. So Tim Patrick could be a good start. Khalif Raymond also has a pretty solid matchup against the Eagles, who have a decent pass defense, but are definitely beatable. Um, I'm trying to think. I wouldn't really start anyone on the Falcons like in replace, you know, unless
Yeah.
Russell Gage happens to be out there. I wouldn't really be starting Olamide Zacchaeus, I believe is how you say it. So yeah, tough there. I would honestly look at the Monday night game because there's probably like some Giants receivers out there that are going to get good volume in that matchup.
That's fair. I think hopefully Cordero Patterson sees like 18 targets in place of
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. They do line him up at receiver a lot, so probably a bit more of that.
Well, Kyle Pitts will also,
Oh yeah, Kyle Pitts is
obviously lines
gonna
up at
eat.
receiver quite a bit, so we can expect to see quite a lot of action there. So Dan, do you have any lineup questions that you would want to get into? I have a few. It's just an interesting week for me.
Yeah, I have a simple one: Alex Collins or Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
That's your pick.
The Broncos play the football team. They should be
Yeah,
able to, they should be able to be in at least position that game where the run is never game scripted out. And, both Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams catch a few passes per game anyway. So I don't know. Melvin Gordon's just been very reliable up to this point. Like, you can probably expect a floor of like 9 to 10 points, and then he could end up with the touchdown. Whereas, Alex Collins is probably for me a little bit less reliable. And I don't know off the top of my head who is Seattle playing this week.
they played the Jaguars.
Ah, okay. So I can see why that's
Yeah,
a tempting start. That said, I don't really think the Geno Smith led Seahawks are the team that's going to run all over the Jaguars and, just dominate as like the Russell Wilson Seahawks would. I bet I'm sure it's going to be Geno Smith's best game of the season so far. But, I think the Jags will be more competitive in this game than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Now, when I say competitive, I fully expect the Seahawks to win here. But, yeah, I don't know that would be the reason I don't trust Alex Collins is I expect a more positive game script for the Broncos running backs than Seattle. Although in the Seahawks game I watched, I think they played the Saints. I can't remember who they played. Their most recent game, they're like running the ball so much. They're running the ball an insane amount. I don't know the actual numbers, but it was just handoff after handoff after handoff. So there should be opportunity. I don't know. Who are you leaning?
I was leaning Collins, and yeah, now you're making me question it all over again. I'm just thinking as far as touches go and the game script, like Seattle will be in a position they can involve the run game, I believe, for 4 quarters. I don't think they'll have to scrape back against the Jaguars, but there, was a game where Alex Collins had 17 touches and only scored 5 fantasy points. So like that's probably his floor. And then his ceiling the week before that was probably around 16, 17 points where he had 20 rushing attempts, 100 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, I'm feeling it's more like a ceiling game against the Jaguars for him. Good shot at a touchdown. Melvin Gordon is only scary to me because of his split workload. It's 50-50 there. He gets like 11 or 12 touches a game, and if he doesn't score a touchdown, he's like a 5-pointer. So I don't know.
Has he ever scored 5 points, Melvin Gordon? I feel like he scored at least 9 points in every game.
He had one week where he scored 5, 1 week where he scored 7.7, and then a 7.9, and then an 8.8. So he just hovers around that area, and that's nice, I guess, for a floor play in my flex. But I think Alex Collins probably has more upside this week, I think.
Is there any reporting on like how the touches are going to be split up, or is like Alex Collins expected to be the lead back?
He's expected to be the lead back, but he is nursing an injury. So it's like a groin injury. And Pete Carroll is notoriously optimistic when he gives information about his players being healthy. So the only thing I'm worried about is that he might not actually play a full game. So I don't know. Maybe I do just take that Melvin Gordon floor and hope for a touchdown. All right. You talked me into it.
Well, no, I don't want to be liable here. I mean, yeah, I do think Melvin Gordon's got a very stable floor, and it's a plus matchup. Although it's a plus matchup for Collins too, probably. All right, help me pick here. I need to start 3 running backs. Actually, I'm starting Joe Mixon, so I need to start 2 running backs. Here are my options: Khalil Herbert. The Bears play San Francisco. Chuba Hubbard. The Panthers play Atlanta. Kenny Gainwell, the Panthers or the Eagles play Detroit, and Miles Sanders, of course, is on IR. Although Jordan Howard will probably be activated. I haven't looked to see if he's going to be activated yet, but he did get reps with the ones during practice this week. And then Melvin Gordon's counterpart, Javonte Williams. Right now, I'm leaning Hubbard and Herbert, but it's like I've got a lot of choices here.
Yeah, I like Herbert on that list as well. He seems to be the guy that'll get all the workload now that or since David Montgomery is still missing time, and I believe he's the RB1 there in that period of time. He's proven to be pretty good. I think he'll get 16 or so touches. I'm not so sure about Chuba Hubbard. Like he's just a guy who's going to get touches on that offense, but I don't know how valuable that role is right now. That offense is looking pretty abysmal. And then Kenny Gainwell, I think, is probably the second one out of that group that I like. I think he's going to be, not a one-to-one replacement for Miles Sanders because I think they'll just use him a little differently. But to me, that means receptions and increased running workload on the ground and goal line opportunities. Like we've seen him in red zone packages before. This kind of just clears out the way for him. Boston Scott will be involved, but I don't think he's going to be. I think Boston Scott has maybe a 40% role today.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just Googling Jordan Howard to see. Okay, so yeah, Jordan Howard has been promoted. So to me, that kind of steers me away from Kenny Gainwell.
That's fair. He'd probably come in on those red zone packages too sometimes. So
yeah, he's the bigger back. He's the stronger runner. He always looks good on the field for the Eagles for some reason. It like never makes sense because he's
what a terrible guy. Like he's just coming in to ruin everyone's fantasy guy. He's just after the money, man. Look at this guy. He's playing football for the money. He has no heart.
He's clearly on the practice squad. But yeah, so that does hurt Kenny for me because there's a chance that they just have Jordan Howard be the early down guy, and then Kenny Gainwell just keeps playing the role he has been playing. I mean, with probably an uptick in receptions, but still, that offense has been bad. So it's down to Hubbard and Javonte Williams. It's man, this Panthers team,
has
fallen so far.
Yeah,
It's,
I think we've seen Sam Darnold is still not a good quarterback, and without Christian McCaffrey, this offense has a lot of problems.
maybe I just go with the sleeper projection. I mean, they're projecting Hubbard at 12.7 and Williams at 12.2.
I mean, that's a small margin to
Yeah.
let me call.
Yeah, it's I hate startup systems. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back into find a who should I start app or something like that. Oh, we got a
Question in
question.
the chat. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, question in the chat really is out. What is this personal issue that keeps popping up? We don't know, and it's kind of odd that the Falcons haven't you know
They haven't,
shined a
yeah,
light on this at all. Like,
yeah,
for the Eagles, this is the only other example that I have. When Lane Johnson was out, they came back and made a big statement. Like, we support, Lane and his emotional journey and everything he's going through and all that kind of stuff. And so it was like clear what was going on. It was clear their stance on it. So it's odd what's going on here, but it could also be like, it's a crazy time. We don't want to speculate with anything really, but it's like, anything could be going on, with like personal health matters or stuff in the family. Hopefully we get some details on that in future in the future.
in the future. Yeah, I think for fantasy, you have to project that this could happen again. And since this is the second time we've seen it, it's like 3 weeks removed from the first incident. So I don't know with any confidence that this can't happen again, or you kind of just have to have a plan in your back pocket 90 minutes before every game, I guess, with Ridley going forward. It's a weird situation. We don't know anything really other than he's not playing.
Also, I have a general announcement I want to make.
Okay, I'll allow it.
If you have Dak Prescott, it would behoove you to pick up Daniel Jones because
Yes.
Dak Prescott appears to be a game time decision. We don't know if he's going to play or not, and if he's out, he plays in the Sunday night game. So Daniel Jones plays tomorrow versus Kansas City. Should be a decent game for Daniel Jones, given how bad the Kansas City Chiefs offense is, or defense is, excuse me. Well, their offense wasn't great in the last game either, but should be kind of not really a shootout, but the Giants are going to have to probably keep up with Kansas City, I imagine. Although who knows? Who really knows? But yeah, so Daniel Jones is a solid start if you can't start Dak. I am in a league where Daniel Jones wasn't available, so I had to pick up Cooper Rush, and I'm really not looking forward to potentially having to start Cooper Rush. So yeah, if you can get Daniel Jones, definitely worth having on your bench because you don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, need a pivot option. In my opinion, I don't think that Dak will play, just based on my feelings of the situation and reading it and trying to read the tea leaves on what is actually going to happen. I think he does not play. So definitely have a pivot option. You don't want to be caught last minute trying to scramble around and find these guys that we're talking about. So good call.
Question in the chat: Claypool, Judy, Sutton, Lockett, pick 3. Well, Claypool for me is a must start this week. I just think Juju is out for the season. I think Claypool's going to get a lot of I think they're going to expand the route tree that he was already working to have him do some of the Juju stuff as well, a lot of the close to the line of scrimmage stuff. I think he's just going to be a target machine. So Claypool, hopefully I'm not incredibly wrong there, but Claypool's a start for me. And then it's tough because I don't know if you want to start both Judy and Sutton.
Yeah,
but I rather start both of them over Lockett.
That's ultimately the decision I came to as well. Yeah, I think it's weird starting 2 Denver wide receivers, but Lockett just doesn't feel like a good start regardless. So I think I have to go Judy and Sutton. It's a weird thing and I don't love it, but if that's your situation, man, I would say I agree with you about Claypool ahead of Lockett there as well.
Okay, here's one for me. Super flex league. Do I start Taylor Heineke or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Ooh, that's interesting. So yeah, Washington plays the
Denver.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not starting Jimmy Garoppolo. You go with the Heineke hero.
Yeah, Heineke might get some rush yards. He might do some stuff. All right, that sounds good. So I have one in ESPN for you. this is a league, the 14-team league, where I'm just kind of, with David Montgomery's injury, I'm very strapped at running back. I can start Zeke and Myles Gaskin, or I could start Zeke and Tony Pollard, which has worked out for me in the past.
Oh man, yeah, that's tough. I think with the fear that Dak will miss, I'm not going to do both of them just because I think it could be a lackluster
Right.
performance on that offense if Dak is not there. So for me, I would lean Myles Gaskin. Malcolm Brown for the Dolphins is out, so Myles Gaskin figures to get a little more work than he has been. What that means for fantasy, I don't know. If you tuned into our last podcast, hopefully you
It
don't
was a
see
big sit.
yeah, hopefully you don't see Bozo Gaskin showing up in the driver's seat.
That's the
He
thing.
will.
I'm like very, now I really don't want to start.
Yeah, you might end up plummeting to your death at the bottom of the ocean. So
Yeah.
metaphorically speaking.
Um, let's see. Is CJ Uzuma a must start for you every week now?
I don't think that's how I would describe it, but I think he's going forward. He'll be in the conversation for top of the tight end streamers. Yeah, like I don't know. I haven't seen a reason to doubt him. He's like probably entering the Dawson Knox and Dalton Schultz tier, where it's like, you picked him up off waivers. He's in a good offense, could explode for a touchdown every single week. Like that's ultimately what you're chasing when you're streaming tight end. And I think he's running enough routes to make me feel comfortable starting him. I don't know if I'd label him a must start, but I'd start him over pretty much every tight end. I'd probably start him over Dalton Schultz this week with the fear that Dak is out, like I'd start him over Noah Fant, guys like that. So I don't know, maybe he is if I'm classifying him like that.
I'm excited to start him. It looks like Burrow seems to like to look for him in the offense. Like he seems to very much or there are plays that seem to be singled out for him. Okay, Halloween. It's a scary, spooky time. A lot of weird, eerie things going on. There's the trade deadline is also a weird, eerie, spooky time. Nice segue that I just had there.
I heard a story about the Chicago Bears. It was pretty ominous.
My question to you is, does Deshaun Watson get traded before the deadline? Yes or no?
No, he does not. No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's all just PR put out by the Houston Texans themselves that all these teams are knocking on the door with done and deals signed and ready to go. Like I don't think any of it was that far along.
So I listened to two different podcasts, one with Philly beat writers and one with it was a San Francisco beat writer, an Oakland beat writer, and a Philly beat writer. And they all thought that he would get traded before the deadline. Now, I don't know what that means because they're all just like beat writers. They're not on the Miami beat or the Panthers beat or the Texans beat. But I was like, man, these are like a bunch of people that cover the industry that think he's going to get traded. But it's kind of interesting. If he does get traded, don't see how he can play. I mean, we've already had that discussion, but that just any other big trades you see coming between now and the trade deadline?
I don't. I mean, we've heard rumors that Brandon Cooks was going to be traded, and now it seems like that is not happening. We've heard rumors that Allen Robinson could be traded. There's really nothing coming out about that yet, so I don't know if that's going to pan out.
What about running back trades? Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack was rumored to be, on the block for trading, but now I believe that someone is out on that team. Nyheim Hines might be out. I can't remember. Or no, maybe I'm thinking of Jordan Wilkins. So I think with that lack of depth now that they will probably just hold Marlon Mack on the Colts offense. So I don't see that happening. Tight end trades. There's rumored people want Evan Ingram. That could happen.
I would love an Evan Ingram trade. That would
yeah.
I think he's super talented, but I feel like he could get like a change of scenery boost, because he's very athletic and maybe a different offensive coordinator could like unlock him or get him to not drop so many passes or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he would go. I don't know. I haven't listened too much about that topic of what teams are seeking tight ends right now.
Right. Well, is Dawson Knox still hurt?
Yeah, he's rumored to be back in like 2 or 3 weeks with a broken bone in his hand, but that's healing. So he should be back by like week 10 or 11.
Yeah, probably not worth it for the Bills to trade for someone just for a few weeks, especially like he'll probably command at least a second or third round pick.
Probably not that high. I think I'm always shocked that like these draft picks aren't as valuable. Or sorry, I'm trying to say something, but I'm saying the opposite. I think like when we hear a name like Evan Ingram, he's a young tight end. He's talented. He was drafted highly, but I think after a few years, teams are just like less willing to give those high picks to trade for a player. Like,
Didn't Hayden Hurst go for a second? Or got traded for a second? I mean, to the Falcons.
I don't remember. You might be right about that. So
that's just like the baseline I'm kind of looking at.
Yeah,
because their tight ends don't get traded a lot because they're so hard to find.
Yeah, that's true. I think I was shocked when Julio was traded for like peanuts and, Hopkins traded for peanuts. Like, I think that's why I'm thinking about that. But you're right. Second round pick for Hayden Hurst. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopkins was a bad trade. The Julio trade, I think, was probably fair just because he wanted out. The Falcons didn't have a lot of leverage, and he's also very old.
Yeah.
Or at least older than Hopkins. What is this breaking news? Cardinals, Kyler, 1 to 2 week injury for Cardinals QB Kyler Murray.
Uh-oh.
Sprained his ankle in the final drive of the Packers game.
That's not good for Cardinals fans and for managers of Kyler Murray. Sorry. His bye week is until week 12. So you don't even have like a luxury of his bye week being in the middle of that injury. So tough news. You probably can't do anything about it. Just pick up the next best running back or quarterback you can get next week. I think you're not trading him away. Like,
I was just about to say, would you trade Kyler Murray away if you were like,
if you're in a win now position, meaning like, I don't know, you're middle of the pack and you're trying to win every single week to stay competitive, then you should think about it. But if he only misses one game, I don't think it's worth it. I think you can find a serviceable streamer for a week and then retain that key asset to your team's success going forward.
I wonder what the Cardinals schedule is. That'll kind of indicate some of their schedule, some of their decision making. Okay, so they play the Panthers next week, and then the 49ers, and then the Panthers. So he's gonna miss the 49ers game no matter what, and then they might just rest him for the Panthers game because that could be a much easier game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they have Seattle in week 11, and then their bye week. So there's a world where it turns into a 3 or 4 week miss, but I don't know.
They'll probably have him back for Seattle since that's a division game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they could lose to the 49ers if they don't have Kyler. Who's the backup quarterback on that team?
I do not even Colt McCoy.
Oh, wow, you do know. That's crazy.
Well, I have Kyler Murray pulled up on Sleeper, and it gives you
the really, that's cool, right. Man. I do like that Sleeper does that.
Colt McCoy. This offense is going to look terrible if Kyler Murray is out. Think about this. DeAndre Hopkins also pulled his hamstring on Thursday Night Football. Like, if they're out, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, like, we're just going to see Colt McCoy dumping it off to Rondale Moore and Zach Ertz all game.
I really hope DeAndre Hopkins isn't out so he can add Colt McCoy to the list of quarterbacks that he's caught passes from.
Oh, true. Yeah. That would be funny. His 29 quarterbacks or whatever he said. I'd like to thank all 30 quarterbacks. That's a baller move.
So Dane, it's Halloween. What are your top 3 Halloween candies?
So full disclosure, I don't really eat any candy anymore, but as a kid, it was always Twix, number 1.
Okay, very fair.
Snickers probably 2. They weren't like super exciting, but like, I don't know, I did eat them a lot and they would be my go-to when the Twix ran out in my candy bag. And then 3 is a toss-up, maybe like some Nerds or something to mix it up, like those fruity, crunchy kind of things. But Jolly Ranchers also I would say Jolly Ranchers are probably ahead of them. Yeah.
Jolly Ranchers.
No. Warheads. You remember those? It was the
Warheads.
I was
not a Warheads guy. I am still not a Warheads guy. I like Sour Patch Kids, but Warheads were just like pain.
You eat like 2 and your tongue is obliterated.
Yeah, not a fan. Although, all right, so Twix is definitely in my top 3. Snickers is close. You know what's kind of funny about Snickers? I was talking about this the other day. Is like how they've kind of rebranded as like we're not candy or food. You know
We're
what
a
I mean?
snack. Yeah. It's like
Yeah, it's like,
what?
oh, you just work out, enjoy a nutritious Snickers bar.
Maybe they're
So
trying to get out of like a tax bracket. They're trying to avoid being taxed as like a candy, and they're trying to become like a energy bar. I don't
maybe,
know.
yeah, sure. Health food. um, yeah, so I would say number one is peanut M&Ms. Peanut
Oh,
M&Ms
that's a good point. They
are
were
the
never too exciting as a kid, but nowadays, if I could buy a candy, it would be peanut M&Ms. Yeah.
yeah, they are the king candy. And then I would say number two is probably Twix. And then three, Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah.
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 I think I underestimated how good those are. Yeah, they might. They're competing for
Yeah,
that
your
three
list is
spot.
crap.
No, it's not. Oh man.
All right, back to football. Do you have any do you have any other lineup queries to get to today?
Um, let's check the Megala Bowl. I've been treating it like a redheaded stepchild lately. My lineup is not very good in that league right now. So let's see. I have T. Higgins and Jalen Waddle in my two flex spots, and my bench is obliterated as well. I could put Marquez Callaway in there over them, or no one.
All right, well, it sounds like you have a decision. You've come to a decision.
I am starting Moali Cox in this league because
I'm starting him in the league too.
I had a dream that he scored 3 touchdowns, and I hugged him and said, I always believed in you. And it was a great dream. I woke up and I believe I texted our group chat and said, lock it in, boys. So in spirit, he's going to win me the week. I started him in that league, and I don't need to think about any other roster decisions there.
Yeah, I'm starting him in a league where I have Darren Waller. I can't wait to get 3 touchdowns. That'll be fun. Um, T. Higgins or Jerry Judy
Good question.
or
I think
Devonta Smith.
that's a very good question. I view them very closely in terms of what I expect from them this week. Devonta Smith is appealing because of the Detroit matchup, but I don't know, he hasn't been consistent, and it seems like when I'm after his points, they just don't show up for me. But I
You
love
want to
T
know
Higgins,
like
so
how crazy like what Jamar Chase is doing is
yes.
like Devonta Smith is on pace to break the Eagles rookie receiving yardage record, and no one cares. No one even gives a
Mhm.
crap because it's like, yeah, sure, he's performing well relative to a rookie, but compared to what like Jamar Chase is doing, it's just
Yeah.
like it's just so it's crazy that someone can do that. And a year after what Justin Jefferson did too.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were spoiled with Justin Jefferson last year being just a world-breaking rookie wide receiver, and now we have Jamar Chase, and it's like Justin Jefferson's an afterthought now. Nobody's really talking about him as much because Jamar Chase is the new hotness. He's very good at football. I must admit, I was wrong about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Not. I mean,
What I was
it's
wrong about is that T. Higgins would be the wide receiver one
yeah,
this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like all doubt, I feel like directed towards Jamar Chase was semi-satirical. You know what I mean?
Yes, it
Because
was. Yeah.
yeah, because the news lines were so ridiculous. Like, oh, the football looks different, so it's harder to see in the air and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So wait, what did you say? Should I start Jerry Judy?
Yeah, I didn't get to Jared Judy yet. I think I would. I think I would, man. He's back. He's healthy. You've been waiting this long. And Devonta Smith hasn't done enough to make me feel too comfortable. I think it's between Judy and Higgins for me. And let's see who the Bengals play this week. They play the Jets. Oh, yeah. So this is a situation where they might not even need T. Higgins to win the game. Like that Joe Burrow could throw 24 times and they win the game. And that's what's scary to me.
Yeah, according to Yahoo, the Jets have the third best pass defense
Yeah,
in the
because
league.
teams don't need to pass the
Because
ball.
because they can just like run and they can be efficient. They don't need to put up a ton of volume or anything like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's Judy.
so I swapped in Judy for Higgins. Sorry, T Higgins, but I'm starting him in another league. Let's see what else we got going here. We landed on Gaskin over Pollard, right? Oh,
Yeah.
this is a good one. All right, so I've got this is a 3 wide receiver league. I've got a good depth here. I've got Robert Woods, T. Higgins, Mike Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Allen Robinson, Devonta Smith. Right now, I'm starting Lamb, Williams, Higgins, and Woods.
And so who are the guys that are benched for them?
Allen Robinson, Devonta Smith, and technically Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I think you've got it set there pretty good. I think there's a slight tier break after those guys leading into your bench squad there.
All right.
I do have a league where I have a bunch of wide receiver threes. And so I have, similar to you, Robert Woods and Cortland Sutton in my wide receiver spots. And I have Emmanuel Sanders currently in my flex. But would you start Marvin Jones, Robbie Anderson, or Kadarius Toney over Cortland Sutton or Emmanuel Sanders?
I would start Kadarius Toney over Emmanuel Sanders only because, I mean, it's Kadarius Toney, man.
I know. I'm just worried he leaves the game early, and
It's
a Monday
very
game,
risky. It's
so,
very
yeah.
risky because it's a Monday game, and
I want to start Toney. My heart is Toney. Yes.
yeah, I can tell you in similar situations where I've had to make decisions like that, I'm starting Toney, I believe.
So what is my pivot if like I have to get somebody on my roster now in case he's ruled out, or do I just have faith that he plays?
What are all the choices again?
Cortland Sutton, Emmanuel Sanders, Kadarius Toney, and Marvin Jones. I don't want to start Robbie Anderson, so he's out. And I have to start two of that group. So right now
Marvin Jones is kind of tempting too, honestly.
I know, right? It's
like the name that you never think about, but I mean, they should be able to throw all over Seattle in that game.
Yeah, he's projected 13.5 in this full PPR league. And then Kadarius Toney's projected at 13. That's likely due to his injury concerns, I would guess. And then Marvin Jones right there, 13.5, right up next to who did we just say? Marvin Jones, yeah, identical.
Well, for me, it's probably Jones or Toney over Sanders, just because Sanders, I think, has the lowest floor of those three. Well, Toney has a very low floor if he's out, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And I agree with what you're saying. And then I pull up Emmanuel Sanders' stats. And he's popping off. Like, what's going on? He's got his last 4 weeks. 20
the Dynasty league.
I might actually. We'll see. Do you like third round picks?
I like second round picks.
I don't have any of those. Do you like third round picks?
How many third round picks do you have?
I think I could swing two. We'll talk about that. but Emmanuel Sanders last 4 weeks, 14 points, 20 points, 13 points, 26 points. Like, how do I bench that guy? You know,
I mean, he's going to get the targets. Who are they playing again?
The Dolphins. And they're coming off of a loss leading into a bye week. So I think they're a little fiery right now. They want to make a statement, and they're the type of team that'll throw all game and, run up the score if they have to. So,
yeah, I guess I honestly don't think you can really go wrong. It's a good swath of guys. Like, I don't think it's bad to start Sanders. So,
okay, I'll leave it then.
I just like Tony's going to be fun. But yeah, a lot of risk there. All right. Good question in the chat. I've had this question in a league myself. Ertz or Higbee rest of season. I can pick up Ertz now, but need a win this week. I see these guys as almost equivalent.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The thing is, like, Ertz looks good in this Cardinals offense, and maybe it's just like the thing that's new and fresh and exciting seems more like Higbee is like the same old Higbee in this Rams offense, and he's good and he has a role and he's relevant every week. He has like a 6-point floor basically. But Ertz looks good. Like, there were a couple plays on that Thursday night game where he got close to the end zone, if he could just like have broken a couple more tackles, which is not his strength, but it was like they were putting him in scoring position. So don't take it from me, because I am obviously a Philly fan and I love Zach Ertz, but it's tough. I mean, I think if you need to win now, you got to roll with Higbee.
Yeah. If your decision is dropping Higbee and, losing out on points this week, then you probably can't do it. Ertz is probably, you can see what happens with Higbee and then wait on that for your waiver wire claims on Tuesday night, I'd say. But yeah, they're interchangeable for me. They're both in very similar situations. Third option on a high octane offense, and they've proven to be reliable enough. So yeah, go with Higby for now.
Yeah, Higby looks like he has 13 targets over the past 2 weeks, and Ertz has whatchamacallit, 9, but he also has a touchdown. So very pretty similar players. Yeah.
Would agree. All right. So how about that Emmanuel Sanders trade?
I mean, I don't know if I'm trying to flip him for a second because I offered him to Jay for a second, and Jay said he would take it if he didn't already have Cole Beasley. And so now I'm trying to see if I can flip him.
Yeah, I just don't think he has a guaranteed role after this year. Like,
Oh yeah,
he's
no, he's a
like
definite win now.
34 years old.
He only has a 1-year contract with the Bills, right?
I believe so, yeah. Like at best, he gets put onto a team as the wide receiver 3 again somewhere. Like, I don't know.
But he's a good wide receiver 3.
He's
think
proving to be.
there's a good chance that Emmanuel Sanders plays into his late 40s.
All right. We can't have this conversation if you're not going to be serious.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, what am I going to do with a 3rd-round pick? Is there anything else you can jazz it up a little?
Okay. Let me see my roster real quick. I have a young hotness, undrafted rookie free agent Tyson Williams I could throw into that trade.
Yeah, so I can just drop him immediately.
Josh Gordon on the Chiefs. Could I interest you?
So you don't have anything.
Well, I mean, I have Robbie Anderson, who's young but like underperforming right now. I would be selling him low. That situation could get better for him. I don't know how I feel about that. I think.
Oh, what about your 2023 second? You don't even have a 3rd this year.
Yeah, I know. It's next year.
It's Hassan, so it's going to be basically a 3rd.
I just don't think a second is worth Emmanuel Sanders. Like, I don't know.
A 2023 second? A distant second?
That's true. I don't have to think about my mistakes for at least 2 years. If I
Let's
made a mistake.
Let's look at your roster and see who you could start Emmanuel Sanders over here.
Well, currently I have Tim Patrick in my flex. That's why I'm thinking about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, if this win now thing is going to work, you got to win now. Who are you playing this week? Oh, you're playing Sean. Sean with a mediocre performance on Thursday night.
Yeah, I was trying to get Eckler off him, but I don't know. He's like, he's my only other running back now. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right. Because he did trade away Joe Mixon to Jacob, I believe. So
yeah.
I was willing to spend a lot on Eckler, but
what if I give you a 4th back with this?
Get out of here with 4th round picks. I'll give you a 3rd and a 4th. How about that? That's a lot of draft capital for somebody who does deep analytic dives like you do in draft season.
4th or nothing in this league. I would take 2 thirds or a second, and I could give you. Yeah, I could give you a 3rd back, I guess, in the year that the second is.
I mean, I'll give you a 3rd and a 4th.
No.
I'll give you a 3rd, and let me check this is very selfish, the conversation we're having right now. But
yeah.
I think
we don't have any other questions.
Yeah. So we are doing a deep dive on the dynasty value of Emmanuel Sanders, age 34. I mean, come on, dude. You can't give more than the 3rd round, but if the longer you wait, you're not going to be able to trade him. So it's a 3rd round.
But I'm also like half, then he'll just help me win. Yeah.
It's so like you're going to make the mistake of thinking you can compete. And then when you miss the playoffs, you're going to just ruin your draft position.
Dane, I'm looking at our rosters and I don't really see how yours is better than mine at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have so many injured people, man. I have George Kittle.
Yeah, draft healthier players next year, man.
Devonta Adams got COVID. Devonta Adams catches everything, man. That's not my fault. He caught COVID. Like, the dude was set up for failure there. I mean, I could throw in like a Kenyan Drake or like a some piece that could turn into something. Jeremy McNichols, running back, young guy behind Derrick Henry for the Titans, like Boston Scott. Come on, man. We can make this trade happen. A third plus one of these guys is worth something.
All right, I'm looking. Wait, but you don't have no, it's a 2023 No, I'm not doing that.
Come on.
The third's too distant. I would do it for the distant second. A distant second is a third this year.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. What about my 2024 second?
I'll do it for your 2024 first. The 2024 first is a third this year.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know about this trade anymore.
Like, what are you gonna do? It's 2023. There might not even. We could all be dead by 2023.
We might be. We all got the shot. We could be zombies.
What are the chances this league even? A wise man once said to me, and this was you.
This was me.
This dynasty league's not even gonna last 5 years. Win now is the only way to go.
In a way, yeah. Because how can you guarantee that all 10 of these guys are going to come back for long term? Like, we can't really guarantee that. And if one drops and nobody wants to adopt the orphaned team, then it's kind of hard to continue. Like,
so I'll accept your next 5 drafts for Emmanuel Sanders.
My next 5 drafts, my
and
whole
David
board.
Johnson.
Oh my god. Yeah, 2016 David Johnson.
Yeah. Well, yeah, good point.
Let me see if I can get a piece back on your side that would make a second rounder worth anything.
Cornell Powell.
That's not what I was thinking.
Chiefs wide receiver Cornell Powell.
That's just a bunch of like streaming
seeds.
tight ends.
I have seeds.
You do have a lot of seeds that could just be squashed and never see daylight.
What about Jalen Darden? Tom Brady's
me.
hand-picked receiver.
That doesn't. No, it's not doing anything for me. Sorry.
What? He picked it. He said draft Jalen Darden.
I'll give you a first rounder, 2022 first rounder for Kadarius Toney and Emmanuel Sanders.
I've already been offered a first for just Toney.
Damn it. All right. I mean, surely Robbie Anderson and a third rounder is enough for Emmanuel Sanders.
If you throw in the fourth.
Oh my God. You're making me overpay. You're just extorting me right now.
I just hate that I have to wait a year. I have to wait a year to use this third rounder.
Let me see. Let me look up a Dynasty trade chart right now and show you how good of a deal I'm giving you. So third round pick is worth 6 points. And where's Emmanuel Sanders?
He's probably worth like 4 points.
I should be control F-ing this. He's probably not even on this chart.
But yeah, for a win,
so he's worth less than 5 points. So I'm already overpaying. So come on.
No, all right, for Robbie Anderson.
No, now that I look at this chart, Robbie Anderson is worth like 18.
Well, what the hell chart are you using?
Fantasy Pros.
Oh yeah, you don't want to go off that. You want Dynasty.
Because it doesn't serve your purposes. Is
yeah,
that right?
I'll show you. This is going to be equally ill-weighted, but at least Emmanuel Sanders will have a value. I don't really want Robbie Anderson, to be honest. I have Kenyan Drake, I think.
Yeah, sure. How much is Kenyan Drake worth in a trade in Dynasty? He's probably not on this chart either. Yeah, Fantasy Pros, get your stuff together.
So Emmanuel Sanders is worth 46. A 2023 third is worth 32.
Boom. Seal it in right now. Trade him.
And
you're holding an asset that expires after this year. Like, just
yeah,
let me waste my money.
But I'm on and Kenyan Drake is 44. So yeah, you throw in Kenyan Drake with the third.
No. Yeah, I'm not overpaying by 200%.
No, you're overpaying because the package value adjustment is minus 17.6. So you're overpaying by 13 points, which is really 1.3 points in this system.
I feel like you're making my case. The third rounder is fully worth Emmanuel Sanders.
The third rounder is worth 14. The third rounder is overpaying less than the deal of Kenyan J, or overpaying more than. It's a worse deal for me than this deal for you. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like there's more of a disparity between a third round and Emmanuel Sanders than there is Emmanuel Sanders and a third round and Kenyan Drake.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know what package value adjustment means, but it's I believe in it.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't have like a better replacement player than Kenyan Drake to add to my roster, and I don't think you do either. Like, you could find guys to drop easily for Kenyan Drake, but it's not like you're giving up an asset that you would otherwise use. Maybe that's what it's for. Like, you have to make room on your roster for the 2-to-1 trade, but I don't think that's like a problem.
I don't understand what you're saying about Kenyan Drake. Kenyan Drake is worth less than Emmanuel Sanders in this equation.
How? No, he's not. Look up his 1-to-1 value with Emmanuel Sanders.
I'm staring at it. Sanders is 46 and Drake is 44, and Robert Anderson is 74.
I see what you're saying. That's crazy how much they're valuing Sanders, I think.
They're valuing Sanders because he's a wide receiver too for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I need to make this trade, man. Let me make it happen. And I need to do it in the next 20 minutes so I can push it through and start him immediately. I'm getting desperate.
Just give me that distant second. The picks are like imaginary.
It's like trading cryptocurrency. Like, I don't know. It's like, is this real? I don't know, but here you go.
Yeah, exactly. You get Emmanuel Sanders, I get Ripple coin.
2024 second.
No, too far.
Come on. I'm giving you a second, man.
I'll do the 2024 second and the third.
Both in 2024.
Oh, no. Actually, no, I can't do that.
I'll give you the 2023 second if you replace it with a third.
So Emmanuel Sanders and a 2023 third for a 2023 second.
Yeah.
And Kenyan Drake.
You're trying to weasel him in. I'll throw in a Zach Pascal.
Oh, wait. What about Derek Carr?
Interesting. You'd be after Derek Carr.
Yeah, let me see if I'm being crazy here. Yeah, Derek Carr has less value than Drake and Sanders, or Drake and whatchamacallit, Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, so you'd be getting my 2023 second and Derek Carr, and I would be getting Emmanuel Sanders and your 2023 third.
Yeah.
What does that pull up in your calculator?
Okay.
So I know I'm not getting boned, which I might be.
I probably could have ended the live stream a while ago.
Yeah.
we told the people we would go to 12:45, and we're going to 12:45.
You could use Shane Falco as a replacement. What are you talking about, Alex B? He's still here, I guess.
He wants to know how this is going to turn out.
What a trooper. I appreciate you, bro. Oh, man. Shane Falco, what?
This has you overpaying by 29 points, 38 points.
And Emmanuel Sanders is worth like 46 in this world, right?
Yeah, but they know
I'm
they're
overpaying double.
This is a 1 QB league. Sheesh.
All right, forget the third swap. I'll do the 2023 third and Derek Carr for Emmanuel Sanders.
Nah.
2022 fourth. Come on. That's next year's currency.
No, but I'll do the 2023 third and Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, it's like something I'm considering doing, but it's like Robbie Anderson's situation could improve drastically in a year or two, and he's still 25 years old. So
he's only 25.
I believe so. He might
thought
have
he was
just
like
turned
28.
26. No. I don't think so.
Dude, I bet you he's older than that. Yeah, he's 28.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, his time's done. All right, let's do this.
No, now that I hear how low you are on Robbie Anderson, I can't.
No. All right, we can make this happen right now. Robbie Anderson and the 2023 third for Emmanuel Sanders.
All right, let me.
Contingent on Jacob being able to push this through right now.
All right, check with Jacob, I guess. Because then I need to figure out who I'm starting in place of Emmanuel Sanders this week. Oh, Elijah Mitchell is on my bench. Perfect.
I'm taking these horns off. They're giving me such a headache.
All right. Let me find your team.
Might have to call this guy.
He's probably sleeping. It's like 6 a.m. where he lives.
Nah, he already texted me back today.
Yeah, I was joking. I think it's only.
Oh, he said yes. I can do it. All right, let's make this happen. I'm sending it.
All right. Oh, you're sending it now?
Yeah, well. Now watch. Emmanuel Sanders is going to tear his ACL and it's going to be a career-ending injury.
Career-ending. I really do think Emmanuel Sanders has another year.
Yeah, at best. And it's not guaranteed where. If it's not on the Bills, is probably useless. Like, I don't know.
Did you send this already?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to make a trade on the.
Oh, it's really hard on a computer. I'll just make it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, how is it that like the PC platform is worse than the mobile platform?
They like designed the app first,
and
then they like back-ended it into the internet. All right, 2023 third. 2023 third, Robbie Anderson for Emmanuel Sanders. Right?
Yeah.
Sent.
All right, accepting. And I definitely don't love the trade, but like you said, I'm trying to win now. I don't want to lose another week. I was 4-0 and now I'm 4-3 and I'm so mad about it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't feel great about giving up Emmanuel Sanders. Like he's a reliable week-to-week starter for me that like would sometimes go off and was fun to watch. So but this seems like a smart dynasty move for me to do.
Yeah, and you were like emotionally attached because you projected that he would succeed.
Oh, that's a good point. I was emotionally attached.
And he did. And I said he wouldn't because he burned me in the past and I was being emotional on the opposite spectrum.
But I drafted him for $1. So it's a good return on the draft value.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely a good return. All right, get out of here, Tim Patrick.
Oh, you have it? He did it already?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jacob's fast.
Yeah. Did you see Max's post in PJPL chat?
Which one?
Just like he's like, did you anyone else wake up buzzed? I'm about to slam a Bloody Mary. He's just something, dude. He's a character.
Those tots look good.
They did. Yeah, I was jealous. It makes me want to go out to get brunch pretty soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna review my lineups real quick and then party on. The Replacements movie. That's what I do want to watch that movie sometime. The Keanu Reeves movie.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it. I do like Keanu Reeves myself.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody enjoy your Halloween.
Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Stream and stream. All right.